So I played around 3 hours of Amnesia Rebirth, and words cannot describe how much I hate it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some big story reveal and everything is going to make sense, and I'll be like, oh my god, this was like the best game of 2020. If only I would have stood a little bit with it, just a little bit, and I'll see Mauler going, oh, this is so amazing, best game, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think it's shit. I honestly think it's shit. If a game does not have the requirement in order to keep me captivated after 3 hours, I don't know. I mean, the first 3 hours are just exposition anyway. I'm forced to watch this long-ass cutscene with some guy named Salim. And apparently, like, this Salim is very important for the main character, but it's just forced backstory. I don't give a shit about him. Like, the only time I interact with Salim is when he is afraid in a plane and you give a little dolly to him so that he shuts the fuck up. Oh, and you play as a strong and empowered woman throughout the whole thing. You know, and I'm like, why did you get to be stuck with Salim? Like, you could have had any guy. You could have had the Hammer. But instead, you get Salim. Is it even his baby that we're talking about? Like, it's just like, it's bizarre. You know, he's acting like the biggest soy boy on the planet. The game does absolutely nothing in order to get me to have like some form of emotional connection with him. That fisherman from Dishonored has like more of an emotional connection with the player than with Salim. That little boy from the forest has more emotional connection with the player than Salim. I do not give a shit about Salim. Why is the game constantly wanting me to care about Salim? Just take the Salim away from me. Well, at least he dies in the beginning, so I get to hear him shut the fuck up about it. Like, there's even more important characters than Salim. 3 hours of the game. 3 fucking hours. It's like, hey, you know, you need to care about Salim because the main character plays. Like, shut the fuck up. Okay, the game is not even a horror game up until this point. You cannot die. I don't get, like, these horror games that are supposed to be scary, but, like, the main character cannot die. What is the purpose of it all then? How can I even feel a little bit of tension? I'm like, oh, look, the monster caught me. That's fine. I'll just, you know, it doesn't kill me. I'll just power on through. You know, like, the whole idea of a survival game is where your heart is racing, because it's like, oh shit, if I die now, I'm going to go back to that previous checkpoint that I have spent 2 hours to overcome. You know, like in Alien Isolation or something like that. It's like, oh, I don't have any health. I hope the monster doesn't catch me. Oh shit, if it catches me, like, everything that I have done up till this point, I have to do it again. That's a horror game. Not like, oh look, I died. Oh yeah, the character just can't die, so it's fine. You know, whatever. You know, it's more like a Myst game, I guess. You know, like an adventure type of game where you solve puzzles than it is an actual game that's supposed to scare you. Maybe if you're like Salim, that needs a little toy in order to be able to get through a flight, then maybe. Don't play this game. Do not buy it. It's horrible. Wait for it to be on sales if you really want to. Otherwise, stay away from it. Trust me. No, stay away. It's a bad game. It's a bad game. Okay? But anyway, right. So, I'm looking at what the journalists are doing. And the journalists, they're masturbating over it. It's like, oh, it's got one of the most surprising button prompts I've seen in a game. Well, you don't play many fucking video games, do you? Because you have the same shit in Death Stranding. Which is even done better, right? So, apparently in this game, you press X and you check your pregnancy. Right? Now I'm pretty sure, like, I already think there is going to be like 2 endings. One ending, which is the Planned Parenthood version, where you go through an abortion. Because, like, here's the thing, you play as a mentally disabled character, right? So the only way to calm the woman down is either by checking the pregnancy at key moments, or by taking abortion pills, which are supposed to fix your head. I'm not kidding, like, that's in the game. So like, I think, like, if you take the abortion pills, you're going to have, like, the bad ending, but if you check the pregnancy, you have the good ending. It was so bizarre. It's like, the people who made this game, they're like, were smoking some crack or some shit. Again, I'm pretty sure, I am 100% convinced, that maybe 25 agonizing hours into the game, all of it would have made sense. Like, I'm sure if you just stick with it, you know, if the game holds you hostage, and you develop Stockholm Syndrome and you start liking the game, I'm pretty sure all of this shit will make sense. But it's like Bizarro World in that. Like, no, I don't like these types of games. Like, these are pretentious games for pretentious people, for bourgeois people to play. I'm like, look, if 3 hours in you haven't captured my attention, just get the fuck out, you know, like, find some other job than a game developer, you know, be something better in life, be something more prestigious like a diversity officer, and just quit game development. Holy shit. But anyway, right, so like this journalist is masturbating over the fact that the game allows you to check the pregnancy. If you're a big horror person, Amnezia Rebirth will tell you all you need to know. What, okay, did you tell me that the game has no horror in it? Like, literally, I played it on a stream, people could see me, I never got even like a bleh out of me. You know, when I played Resident Evil 2 Remake, okay, that's a horror game. I got like a little bit agitated at a couple of seconds. No, maybe you need more details. Alright, staying alive and staying sane, you'll need to babysit a new system which perfectly integrates the theme and story into the moment of the play. Oh my fucking god, yes, the themes and the stories. Every single time a game is that bad that the only shit you can talk about is the themes and the story, maybe the game isn't worth it. Seriously, like, I mean, I get it, you know, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, you know, great game. How many times do you find people talking about the themes and the story in that game? You know, Doom. How many times do you have people talking about the themes? I'm not saying there aren't, like, sure there are, but like when the game journalist starts talking about them, it's kind of like, well, there's nothing really going for that game, that they really have to go rock bottom in order to talk about something and make a goddamn review for it. Tassi Trianon, you have to rough a case of amnesia. Besides bobbing and waving around cosmic horrors, getting your memories back is the top goal here. Early on, you'll recall the tragic fate of some bods and chip away at the extra tragic local colonial history. Oh yes, the tragic colonial history. The tragic colonial. I don't give a fuck. Like, why is every single fucking game coming out right now talking about people getting oppressed? They want to oppress harder. You know what? I want to play a game where I get to do the oppression. I want to play a game where I'm the fucking colonial oppressing those people. Where are those games? I want to play that game, you know, when I go with the French Foreign Legion oppressing some people. God damn it. No, seriously, like, I am so sad that, all jokes aside, alright? But I am sad that there is no more creativity in the world. You know, like, literally every single game that I play right now has to be about the struggle of oppression. Like, the bad people are oppressing someone. Okay, I get it. I have played this game a gajillion times. Can we play a different game? You know, can we play a game where you are the oppressor for a change? Or maybe a game that doesn't even have oppression in it? Fucking hell. It's like a survival game. Oh no, you need to understand how evil the French Legion were. Look what they were doing to these people. Tali's pregnancy isn't marginalized, stowed away for certain cutscenes and story. As a player, you can press X in order to listen to her unborn child. Yeah, as a guy playing this game, I really can't empathize with this. Like, I'm pretty sure it's fantastic for a woman to have a baby, but like, I never will, and I don't know how it feels to listen the heartbeat of something growing inside you. So like, to me, it was just like, okay, pressing X, because like, I need to. And then I need to watch more exposition with her just talking about it. It's like, just shut the fuck up, but it's supposed to be a horror game. I'm supposed to get immersed into the atmosphere. So yeah, and then they're comparing it with like the press F from Call of Duty. What? Okay, in this game, checking on your baby, it's a mechanic in order to regain health. Why would you compare it with Call of Duty, which is more like a gameplay cutscene where you were just like press F to open the door, press F to salute the soldier or whatnot? You would more compare this, like if you were an actual gamer and you actually knew about video game, you'd more compare it with like Far Cry when you're wounded and you press X to bandage. It's literally the same thing, you know. It shows like, oh look, he's got his hand just all bloody and now he's wrapping a bandage and all of a sudden he's healthy. You know, that's what it is. It's like, it's the same thing. Oh, she's going crazy. Oh, press X to check the baby. Oh, she's getting sanity from the baby. Don't play this game. Stay away. You'll thank me, you know. But let me know in the comment section. My god, maybe you're a fan. Maybe you actually like this game. I personally just felt as I was held hostage in order to just keep on playing it. And I kept playing it thinking like, it must be like at one point the exposition will stop. At one point the game is going to become more interesting. But the moment I realized you can't die as a character, I was like, well, a lot of the tension was just gone. I mean, I remember the part where there was like this booby trap where a French soldier had a grenade tied to a door, and the idea was like she opens the door and the grenade explodes. And I'm like, well, you can't die in this game, so I went right in, and the grenade turned out to be a dud. No explosion. Oh, who would have thought? Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the comment section.